Please welcome to the stage founder of Alea, Alexandre Tomic.
Yay!
Yay!
There we go.
Hey guys, how you doing? Hi everyone. So, hi everybody. It's a pleasure to be here with you. You may ask yourself why I'm wearing a towel, a very fancy cotton towel, pretending it is a scarf, looking like a Saudi sheikh. I just want to talk about the Darp-John Foundation, White Label Casino and B-Gaming are organizing a gala, a dinner gala on Friday, and I would invite you to come. We have a table there actually, so come to us. It's not full, and they have a booth right in front, Internet Viking. They're selling merch, and it's a beautiful gesture that has been done, and I recommend you to go there and support them. Okay, that said, we have a bag here. It's full of whoops. There's 20 whoops. It's this device that I have here, the orange one, and it allows you to track your sleep, your stress levels, which is very important, your recovery, basically your resting heart rate, and your HRV, which is your heart rate variability. And now I'm going to talk about the well-being at work and how and why we've implemented that in Alea and why it is part of our core values. So, well-being and hustle culture, sorry to say that, are not exclusive. You can have both. You can aim for well-being and you can also have hustle culture. So, Alea was formed in 2012. We were a B2C company. We were running a casino called Slots Million, and basically what we were doing, we were giving coffee, free coffee, which was already something. Other companies were making employees paying for the coffee, and water, you know, in these big plastic bottles, jars, water. That's basically the state of what we were doing in 2012. And 3 years ago, we opened a new office, and basically we've invested around 1 million in this office and another office that we're opening right now. So what changed that make us invest so much money into the well-being of our employees? So first, let's start with what did we do. We analyzed the air. We wanted to be sure that the air that employees were breathing was good air. So we had these machines during 1 week analyzing the air. We were in an industrial zone. We were looking for asbestos specifically, and some kind of toxins. We found out that everything was fine, and we pursued with the project. Second thing we did is, before, like 6 months ago, you got all these studies about microplastics, about nanoplastics, because new technology came up that are able to analyze all the plastic that we have in our water especially, but also in the clothes, in everything we breathe. So basically we ingest microplastics by drinking, eating, when you warm up something in a microwave, some food, or your coffee cup. A coffee cup is a very good example. This hot coffee that goes in, you're going to say it's not plastic, it's carton. Yeah, but it's coated with plastic. Okay, so when you drink that hot coffee, you're ingesting a lot of microplastics. And if you think, oh, well, that's not that much. You have, right now, in your brain, the size of a credit card of plastic. It's really damaging you. And men, we have it in our penises. We have it everywhere. We have it in our veins, and a lot of blood clots are coming from that. So, what we did 3 years ago, we provided glass bottled water coming from volcanoes because we didn't want it to be contaminated by farming. We took local water, Sant'Agnolo and Vichy Catalan, locally harvested fruits, and what we thought was the most nutrient thing we could offer to our employees, fresh nuts, locally harvested fresh nuts. Back in time, most of the companies, I'm not going to say which ones, I don't want to make myself enemies, but we're offering donuts to our employees. We wanted to offer something that was nutritious. We didn't want people to basically eat donuts and get fat. And last but not least, we opened basically a spa. The office is divided in two zones. Half, 300 square meters is working space, and the other half is sauna, ice bath. There's a hyperbaric chamber. I'm going to come back to that. And there is a gym. And very interestingly, what happened when we opened a gym, nobody was going to the gym. It was very good, very expensive gym. Nobody would go there. So what we did, and that's one of the major points that we need to address here, is how do you engage employees? It's not just about throwing money and putting money on the table and offering them a lot of wellness programs. Is that you need to engage them. It's very hard to engage them. So people wouldn't go to the sauna, they wouldn't go to the hyperbaric chamber, believe me, they wouldn't go to the ice bath. And they wouldn't go to the gym. So we had to bring people that will enroll them. So one personal trainer, 3 times per week, and then every day, and then 2 personal trainer per day, one in the morning at 8 o'clock, one at midday, and then sometime a yoga teacher at night. We have now an in-house biohacker that is taking people every week and showing them, going with them inside the hyperbaric chamber, going with them inside the sauna, doing ice baths with them. And since the beginning, years ago, we offered everyone a Oura Ring, and maybe some of you got one, because I think we bought like 100 or 200 of these Oura Rings, and we gave it to the industry. And now the Whoop that all employees have, and we have a group where all employees share their data, and where we have this in-house biohacker that analyzing the data and that is setting up challenges. So when I say about setting up challenges is 1 week we do no coffee, or we stop coffee at 12, intermittent fasting, 1 day fasting, every day sauna, or 4 times per week sauna, or ice baths, or whatever. I mean, we try and we look at the data and we analyze the data. And I'm going to tell you what we found out. So what really happened? Why did it happen? It came out of what I can call, without being dramatic, a catastrophe. We came back from ICE 2020, and COVID hit the entire world, but Barcelona was really wounded. On the first week of COVID, we've lost 1 contractor in the company, who was an electrician, went to the hospital, got out after 3 or 4 days, was fine, and died 2 days after. My father died on the first week of COVID, and we started having a lot of people that were sick. There was no PCR test. You just had this little blood test, I don't know if you remember, like a glucose test, a prick on your finger, and they would tell you if you have COVID or not. It was pre-Omicron and the other variant. It was the first variant. There was no vaccine, and people were literally dying. So there's a lot of controversy about that today. We can say, was it really COVID or was it not COVID? But literally, I remember we were in total lockdown and people were dying around us. And I thought, in a very emotional, human way, what happened if my co-founder, Charlotte, which is one of my best friends, I know her for 15 years, what if she would contract COVID? And what if she would die? And then I thought about other people that joined the company later, maybe a couple of months ago, like our CTO. What if the CTO dies? What if the COO dies? The company could not survive. You know, in the US, when they take a plane, they put all the C-suit in different planes. So if the plane crashes, the company survived. So it was exactly the same thing. It was like my friends, my tribe, and the most important people of my company may die. So it's not a luxury, and it's a necessity. It comes out of a necessity. So I had an hyperbaric chamber for a couple of years that I used for my dad and for myself, and I thought I was safe. I thought if I have COVID, I will go there. And actually, 1.5 years after I got COVID, I could see how my oxygen blood was going down to 90%, which starts to be a dangerous level of hypoxia. And basically, how you die from COVID is that the iron, the heme from hemoglobin, cannot bind with oxygen anymore, and you enter, it's not the lungs that are damaged. You also have the lung damage, but that's a secondary condition. And basically, you can't breathe. You become a little bit bluish, and 1 day, 2 days, 3 days of this hypoxia, and then your organs, they start falling. The liver and all the organs start falling one after the other one. It's called cytokine storm, and that's how you die. When you put someone like that in an hyperbaric chamber, you have a lifeline, and I could really see it. My oxygen level would go down. I would go in a hyperbaric chamber, they would go to 1%, I would get out, and after a couple of half hours, they would go down. I would do that several days, and at some point, one day, they wouldn't go down anymore. So I felt very safe, but I didn't feel safe for the people that were working with us. So we called OxyHelp, the manufacturer of the hyperbaric chamber. We said, do you have one of these big chambers? And can you deliver it fast? So actually, there's one going to Madrid. We're based in Barcelona, to be delivered to Real Madrid. I say, can I pay extra? And we get it. Say, okay, you're my friend, whatever, I bring it. So they brought it to us in like 3 days, mounted it, and we had this hyperbaric chamber in an office where nobody could go because we were under a total lockdown. And I was imagining how I would completely illegally take my car at night, go to the place of employees that were sick, take risk of being contaminated, bringing them to the office and install basically a camp hospital there where we would put them in the hyperbaric chamber and bring them food. And I'm not telling you that to tell you I'm a hero. It's out of necessity. Again, if these people die, the company dies. So this is the device we're talking about. What do we do with this today? We relax, we have meetings. I mean, there's a vaccine now. Nobody dies from COVID anymore, or at least not officially. We have an excess death rate. We have people that are dying from heart attacks or other things, and maybe related to COVID. But okay, today we use it for recovery. And I have an example. We have one of our C-level that was telling me my father has dementia. Actually, it was not dementia, it's Parkinson. Do you think the chamber could help him? And say, of course, why don't you bring him? And he said, I've got a problem, and I feel bad talking to you about that, is that if I bring my father here, other people in the company are going to believe that I have an advantage because I'm a C-level. I see completely wrong. Everybody can bring their father, mother, grandparents to the hyperbaric chamber. We have this beautiful device that we paid something like 150K that is literally sleeping in the office and that could benefit to them. It was very theoretical until his father came. And after 3 months, he told me, my father really wants to talk to you. So I talked to his father several times after that. And he said, my doctor doesn't understand what's happening to me. It's not just that it's posed my Parkinson, that my hands aren't shaking anymore, that can drive a car, that my speech is better. It reversed it. And I'm very grateful that I have access to this technology, and I feel guilty that other people don't have access to this technology. So to show you how much this is important. So, what have we learned with this device? We're going to call it the 10 Commandments of Wellness that change everything. There's much more than 10, but we're going to go through them. So, first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, you take sunlight. Without glasses, without sunglasses, without window. Basically, the better would be to go for a walk. If you can't, just open the window and look outside. If you're in London, it's going to take you 30 minutes. If you're in Barcelona, it's going to take you 10 minutes. And basically, you're going to have, from the morning, this kick of light, full spectrum light, that's going to wake you up and raise your cortisol. So people say, oh, cortisol is bad because it raises stress level. Yes, at night, not during the morning. You need cortisol in the morning. What would you do after that? You would take a cold plunge. You probably don't have one home. You take a cold shower. Benefits of cold shower are amazing. They raise your dopamine level by 2.5. So 2.5 times your baseline dopamine level, which is exactly what a line of cocaine does. The line of cocaine does it for 30 minutes. A cold plunge or cold shower does it for 4 to 6 hours. For a fraction of the price of a line of cocaine and no side effects. So I really recommend you doing a cold plunge and cold shower in the morning. It also raises dopamine. So dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, endorphins, creates brown fat, has an amazing effect on your cardiovascular system, on your brain, your heart, and everything. There are many studies about that I don't have time to go through. Exercise, Zone 2 cardio training. I would recommend you to go to a cardiologist, do a stress test, and define your VO2 max, which is one of the most important metrics you need to know about yourself. And then go into Zone 2 training, which is very low intensity training, where you burn your fat and you train your heart. And then 1 time per week, you go in Zone 5 training, which is much higher. And 3 times per day, you do resistance training. What is resistance training? Basically is muscle, which is the most important muscle in the body, your quads, your legs. You can't train, yes you can, you just do what I'm going to do right now in front of you. You do air squats like that 10 times, and you do that 8 times per day, 1 time every hour, and you don't need anything more. That's enough. Of course, if you could do some planks and some pull-ups, it's even better, but just with 10 air squats 8 times per day, studies have shown that we get very significant results. Coffee window, we don't drink coffee 90 minutes, not 90 minutes after we wake up, so at least 90 minutes after we wake up. Why? Because we have something called adenosine, which is linked to our neurons. If we drink the coffee, adenosine doesn't wash out, and then you have the coffee crush that comes a couple of hours after, so you want to wait 1.5 hours, the adenosine gets cleared up, you drink your first coffee, you can have 2, 3, 4 coffee, doesn't matter. The limits will be between 12 o'clock and 2 p.m. You don't want to have coffee. Coffee has a half-life of 10 hours. So basically, let's say you're going to go to bed at between 10 p.m. and midnight. You want to have cleared half of the coffee that you have drank during this period of time. It's very important because you can fall asleep and the coffee is still active in your brain, which means that your sleep structure is affected. We've seen it on the app. We can see, or you have less deep sleep if you have drunk coffee in the afternoon, and even if you fell asleep very quickly. It's not just what you feel about it. Yeah, I just fall asleep. No. It does affect your sleep structure. Food and fasting. You need to eat 70% of your calories before 3 p.m. So you eat in the morning. That's where you have the best insulin resistance. And then at the end of the day, you have a light meal, and preferably at least 4 hours before you go to bed. And we've tested that many times. If you eat 1 hour before you go to bed, your heart rate variability is going to plummet down. Your heart rate is going to go up. Do that. That's one of the best hacks, actually, is not eating at least 4 hours before you go to bed. Move hourly. If you do exercise every day, everything we said, if you've been sitting all day, it doesn't work. So I'm going to take the same example as before. So what you do, stay hydrated. You sip water. So you don't have this big, you don't drink a lot of water. You just sip water during all day. Every hour you go to pee, so you stand up. You go to the toilets. You do your 10 squats. And you go back to your seat. It's going to take you 5 minutes. All right? Stay hydrated. We said it's very important. Dim light at night. Light is like cocaine at night, so light, if possible, non-flickering, so no LED lights, no fluo light. We want incandescent lights, we want red lights, we want low light, not strong lights or dim light. We don't want it coming from above. It has to come from under the eyes here or even down there. You can use candles. Wax candles, not chemical candles, not scented candles, or you can just have no light in the house, and if you have windows, the light comes from inside. You want to watch something, don't use your phone, because even if it's small, it's close to your eyes, so it's a lot of surface that's close to your eyes. You put your TV, you dim the light to the lowest point, even if you don't see anything, after 10, 20 minutes, you're going to be able to see. You can put even these orange glasses, and you watch it with dim lights. No alcohol, not even 1 glass of wine per week. I know, this is a very hard one. 1 glass of wine per week lowers your level of baseline of dopamine, okay? So I know how to say it differently, but alcohol is a no-go. There's no safe consumption of alcohol. It's very, very hard to get there. But we also have seen it, just 1 glass of wine, even 2 hours before you go to bed, but it's better than just before you go to bed, fucks up your sleep, okay? If I have to give you a little bonus, I would say buy eyelid. You don't want light to get into your eyes. There's test that has been done. You put people into a bed, they have lights on, and they say I've slept very well, and we look at their data, heart rate high, heart rate variability down. You have the feeling you slept well, and you didn't. And that's why this thing is very important, because you don't know. You think you had a good night of sleep, you think you recovered, and actually your heart rate is high, your HRV is low, your sleep stages are horrible, and you just don't know it. And it's the same thing when you arrive at the office and people look at your face and say, oh, you look really bad today. So, oh, I don't feel bad. You go look at yourself in the mirror, you look bad. Or the opposite, oh, you look really good today. I don't know. I've heard that so many times. I'm not able to auto-assess myself. We have so little time left. The invisible Earth tax conferences are a necessary evil, but they kill us. So the flights, pollution within a plane where you have 200, 250 people together, and this air is recycled. You see people wearing masks in a plane. I was laughing when I was watching them. I don't laugh anymore. Planes makes you sick. Low pressure in the plane makes you sick. I won't explain why the low pressure, I don't have time anymore. Then crowds, when we get into this environment, okay, this is a big space, but in smaller space, thousands of people, we have biological bodies, and these biological bodies, they carry bacteria and viruses, and we speak in front of each other, and without noticing, we spit in the face of each other when we're sitting around the table and we share meals and drinks, we spit in each other plates and drinks. I've seen it with strong lights above the table. It's disgusting, and that's how you get sick. So zinc and vitamin C, always with you, and you take zinc and vitamin C while you're in a conference. Alcohol, forget about alcohol, organ damage, sleep damage, immunity damage, jet lag, circadian damage. We have an experiment 2 times per year. We have a clock change, winter time, summer time, 25 increase of heart attack in the weeks following the 1 hour change. Just 1 hour. So imagine when you fly to Brazil or the country where it's 4, 5, 6 hour jet lag, how it impacts your body. You need weeks to recover from that. So you need to be aware of that. And you need to do everything you can to mitigate that. And now, just this video.
And the winner is Alea.
Hi, everybody. First of all, I'm very happy to be here with you tonight in our hometown, Barcelona. I'm very, very proud that Alea win this award because, as the lady before from Digitent said very rightfully, I think it's one of the most important awards. And we said several times that our employees are more important to us than our customers. And I don't disvalue our customers. I value our customers a lot, and I value our providers also, but our employees are the most important. They're the tribe, and they're the people in whom we invest the most. So this award is very, very important for us. Thank you to the judges. Thank you to the AGA. Thank you very much.
Please leave me a couple of seconds to say a couple of words about that. Investing in employees isn't impossible, it's necessary. I'm quoting Interstellar, Matthew McConaughey, when Matt Damon tries to stop him to plug into that station. He says, it's not impossible, it's necessary. I didn't put this video to brag. I said in front of our customers, during an iGaming event, that our employees were more important than them. Thank you for your money. Suppliers, thank you for your games that we sell to our customers. But if we don't care about our employees, we're never gonna survive. We cannot do it. So yes, customers are very important, but the ones that are gonna make you sell your product, your service, your company, are your employees. So, humanism versus capitalism. Whatever your reasons, give the ownership of employees' well-being to human resources or marketing, okay? But just do it. So, whether it comes from a human resources perspective, which is the humanistic one, or you just want to do marketing about it and win all these beautiful awards, we had in 2 years, 1 year, I don't know, 4 awards just about being Employee of the Year, Best Workplace, etc. Not the best aggregator and the best platform. That's just the awards related to the company and how we take care of our employees. It's very good marketing, okay? So if you don't believe in it, still do it. It works. You'll sell more, okay? And now, last but not least, we can't. I have 20 whoops for you here. We are opening up our channel that is open to our employees for the past 6 months. We were testing with them, and now we're opening it to the iGaming community. We already delivered 100 whoops to some of you. We have 20 more coming, and within the following weeks, we're going to deliver hundreds of whoops to this community for free. We are paying for the subscription. It's not that we want to track you and know what you do with your lives. We don't care about that. We want you to join the community. We want you to share the data through the Whoop application. We want you to join the WhatsApp application, to have our in-house biohacker guide you, challenge you, and we all go through a wellness journey where we will all feel better, and it doesn't mean less hustle. No, we're going to work. We're going to be on the battlefield, but we're going to take care of ourselves, okay? Thank you very much.